Morning, everybody. It's 24th of June. We are Signal Centre Talking Ball. I'm Joe Neighbour, joined by Ian in his hat and Steve. How you doing, guys?
All good.
Very good. Very good. This is the hat you have to eat.
This is the only hat I could find in the house. So
Okay.
It's not a sombrero. It
looks tasty.
Yeah, do you like that?
You're going to put some ketchup on that?
Yeah.
A little bit of salt and pepper.
It's quite hard. It takes some chewing.
Remind me why he has to eat his hat. He said something yesterday, didn't he?
Bitcoin. I said if that doesn't move, I will eat my hat. And what do
you want to get your chart up and show us? Share your screen. I took up to the head change yesterday.
I did. I've had to move my entry level just because I've done another call on it this morning. But I think it was about there, wasn't it? 96.40.
I can't see your chart.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
There it is.
So what was it, about 8 o'clock yesterday morning that we do the call, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, this time yesterday, so 10 to 9 sort of time.
So it was about, what was it, about 96.58, and then at 9 o'clock last night it closed at. There we are.
Your entry was 96.55, and the close was 12 ticks.
12 ticks.
Yeah.
So in percentage terms, that's
it's a 0.1 R.
The smallest intraday move ever realised on Bitcoin.
It's going now, though. Look, it's going. It's all about timing.
Well, on that, I mean, it looks like everything's selling off a bit this morning, following a fairly flat open.
Now. It's a bit warm in here. I'll hang my hat there.
Okay.
Ready for the next.
Is that a signal to people, to the kids?
Oh yeah. Don't come
wave out the window.
Yeah. So we are seeing a bit of selling off now, following as.
Oh, Joe's frozen.
A lot of spinning there. We lost him, haven't we?
Yeah. Are we still here?
Right, I'm here.
There, guys.
Yeah, he's back.
Bit of a crash, yeah.
Oh, that's a nice.
There he is. Yeah, so broken through 62.68 and selling off pretty aggressively now. So what we down from the open? 44 points?
Yeah.
Seeing that
an expanding wedge, that isn't it?
DAX as well. I've actually got a buy limit down at 12,110. Looking to buy the dip on that today, just because it's been so strong, and that's where the sort of general trend is. But I still think there is room for reasonable correction there down to those levels. So if it gets down there intraday, then I'll be interested in buying, I think. Similar thing on the CAC, that sort of run into these resistance levels that we've been speaking about for the last couple of weeks. Had a little bit of a poke above yesterday, but then quickly sold off, and now retreating back down towards the lower end of this range here, which is down at sort of 4,906. What's your view on that today, Ian? What are you doing on the CAC?
The mighty CAC.
Selling. I was trying to sell a rally higher up.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're going to get it, are we?
I was looking at the same in FTSE as well.
Dollar yen's quite interesting. I mean, that's still sort of pushing a bit. It looks corrective, but it's pushing a bit to the upside. Got a break out of this channel formation yesterday. I mean, I think the long-term picture is still very negative. You've got like an AB equals CD formation down here, and then we sort of little bounce off close to the previous support. But the intraday chart, you got like a breakout of this channel formation, and then
you're selling on that dangling wick there.
Trying to get a retest of here, this swing low.
Yeah, like
this,
that.
This previous, previous resistance. So was support becomes a resistance.
Yeah.
But
looks like a nice level there.
Look like we might get it, but and the other yen crosses aren't really going anywhere this morning, are they? Euro yen's 20 ticks down. Sterling yen's having a bit more of a go, I suppose. I thought Euro sterling's quite interesting chart. Can I show that?
Please do.
On a few bases, really. This was a large weekly 50% fib up here. And I was mumbling on the chat, our private chat yesterday, about divergence and the fact that a lot of the latest FX moves have all been with divergence. So divergence, obviously, when the chart makes a higher high and the oscillator, in this case the RSI, makes a lower high. And normally if you have the MACD as backup, it's quite good. So you can see the MACD making lower highs, and then this wedge formation. Then we've come back or coming back to sort of retest the breakout level. And I'm wondering whether or not this might be a sort of double pattern formation. So potentially a head and shoulders, left shoulder, head. And then if we do get a larger correction, maybe with the IFO data, which is already out actually, isn't it? To form a right shoulder. But I think it's all looking a bit bearish and toppish.
IFO's out at 9 a.m, so 5 minutes time.
5 minutes.
Just trying to find the catalyst for what's caused this sell-off this morning, and it looks like it's comments from the ECB, from what I can see, from one of the guys, Lane, surname Lane, talking about monetary policy.
Not Lois Lane, is it?
No, I don't think it's Lois Lane. No,
Superman's girlfriend.
Be all over that.
Okay, it's not her. That's fine.
Don't know any other lanes.
Petticoat Lane.
Bramall Lane.
Penny Lane.
Bramall Lane.
Bramall Lane.
No, it's not one of those. I don't think.
Probably have to find out what his actual name is.
Yeah, be fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
If it's important.
But yeah, there's a few comments coming out about stimulus by the looks of things and what they're doing, because obviously they haven't agreed anything yet on that front, and
They've
I
got
imagine
millions to spend.
So
trillions.
Trillions. $1 trillion.
Gazillions.
Okay, keep an eye on that then. Steve, you looking at anything on the charts?
Well, I mean, this morning, just looking at sort of like buying into this cable and Eurodollar, they've both been triggered. Cables just caught that quite nicely. Euro sterling, I still think that's 90.75 resistance is key. So watch that, a break of there, and I think we could see further upside on that. The FTSE, like you said, Joe, has had a bit of a sell-off this morning. I keep trying to sell the rallies. Managed to sell the rally yesterday, 63.40. So captured that quite nicely. So made a little bit of profit on that, but it's obviously had the bigger move overnight, which we can't really count as part of our win. But again, trying to sell into a rally in FTSE. This is the weekly chart. We saw the swing low, break below, and retest. So this retest has obviously given us a bearish outside candle on the weekly chart. That was 3 weeks ago, and we've seen a bit of indecision here whether we're going to have the further sell-off or not. Let's see. One of our clients, Richard, was asking about New Zealand dollar CAD just turned. Is there a lot of upside in this? So I thought I'd just bring the chart up. On the hourly chart, it's having a little push to the downside. Daily chart, it's forming a bit of a bearish engulfing at the moment, but obviously I think he's talking about these previous 2 days where we've seen it break above these highs here. So looking on the weekly chart, you sort of like, there is a little bit potential, but it has to clear this. I think it's got to clear this resistance and close above it, maybe on a weekly basis, for you to sort of say, good, this is a potential turn. You've had the short-term spike through the level, hasn't held, and it's been sold rather aggressively over the last few hours. So not too sure if that's a confirmed turn yet. We have to wait for a close above, both on a daily chart, a close above that level, and on a weekly chart, a close above maybe this level from back here. So
otherwise you might make a head and shoulders, mightn't you?
Yeah, I mean, the weekly is like, obviously there is good potential, so it may be one to watch. They're both a commodity pair, really, aren't they? New Zealand dollar and Canadian dollar. But then there's a potential for a little swing back before we see this move higher. So we'll keep an eye on that and see how it develops. But obviously, just in the last few hours, we've had a decent sell-off. That's me.
Lovely, thank you. So, should we go to the gun to the head stuff?
Let's go to the gun to the head.
News? Okay.
That's not.
So, yesterday, trades here. We had a buy on gold, which was a 1.24 our winner. we had a trade on FTSE, which was eventually a loser, but just a bit aggressive on the stop there, I think, Steve, because that could have been a really
Yeah,
nice
I
win.
mean, I did say yesterday I was looking to sell into rally ideally at 63.40. I think it got up to 63.45 or something. So 40.45, and so my stop was ultra aggressive because I was looking for a big return on it.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you sort of dive in when the gun's pointed at your head.
Yeah. And then we have Ian's short Bitcoin, which was 12 pips to the good, or
Didn't
a
move at all.
0.1.
I'll take another win.
Nice.
Yeah, so
I'll take another that win rate.
that's what I saw when I saw the comment last night. I thought, oh, he's showing off. He's got another winner, and then I realised it was Joe sending it, and
It was.
said,
He winding me up.
I thought he said, "I hope you like the taste of that," and it said hat.
Yeah.
So
so overall, we had another little tick up on the LP&L, and we are looking good overall. So that, just to brag a little, that was the 12th win I've had in the last 13 trades.
That's impossible. That is impossible. You can only get 9.
20.6.
He's got a break in the middle. That's why.
Oh yeah, he's got a -1 in the middle. That's right.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
allowed to have a break in the middle.
Yeah.
So that took me to above 50R. So I'm a fan of cricket. So when you normally get to 15 cricket, you have to like raise your bat. So I'm going to raise my mouse, just salute the crowd. It's my half century.
Well done.
Half century of
Well
R.
done.
Well done.
Okay, so I best find another one then. Let's have a look what I've got today. I'm looking at.
We've got to make this more difficult for you then,
dollar.
Joe, I think.
Handicap
You're obviously
somehow.
finding it too easy.
Quite possibly. Should actually start sticking some real money behind it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is euro dollar today, and we had a little bit of a decent move up that started around about the 22nd, but it seems to have run out a bit of a steam. We've broken below the support there at 113.01, and we've closed below that on the hourly on the break of the short-term trend as well. We're having a little bit of a retest right now, so I'm going to jump on that now. Stop above those highs there at 113.31, and I'm going to target a move all the way back down to this swing low that we saw on the 22nd of June at 111.70. Let's just do a round number. So it's a short-term trade. By the end of today, I think that's going to be a little bit lower. Selling euro dollar.
Coolio.
Lovely.
Who's next?
I'm not ready, really.
I'm going to go for the euro sterling. Measure move down here. Going to get in here. I need the stop above here, which is a little bit annoying. And this is the hourly chart, so I don't think I'll get my R, but there you go. 90.46. Hopefully I'll just get like 3 ticks on side.
Yeah.
That's what I'm aiming for.
To keep the win rate high.
Yeah. 4R, selling euro sterling at 90.46, targeting 89.12, stop at 90.79.
Okay, 2 shorts on the euro. Steve, are you going to make it a hat trick, or are you looking at something else?
Let me think about this very carefully. Yeah, I can't really hand on heart do anything really. So let's go. What are you doing short on euro?
Short euro US dollar, short euro sterling.
Okay, let's go long euro yen then.
Hedging us out, like it.
Well, yeah, just take one for the team.
Yeah.
I normally do.
Selfish act.
We've just been triggered on the daily intraday call, buying at 120.45. The stop is at 120.05. I'll be a bit more aggressive with this. We're getting long at 120.40. Well, I'll say 41. And we'll have this really tight stop, 120.21. That's really too tight for any sensible trader. And we'll go. Let's take a point out of it. So it's a 5-to-1 risk reward. So the target 121.41, getting long at 120.41, and the stop at 120.21, just below this swing low over the last
Right, Hen.
24 hours. Yeah, like it.
Yeah, love it. I always like backing the trades that get triggered early on the intraday
Yeah,
analysis.
we seem to sort of do better on that. We've done some analysis
We've
on
actually put some thought into those ones.
Yeah, and it does feel like if the earlier in the day you do get triggered, the more chance obviously it has to move towards the target. If you get triggered with an hour to go at 8 o'clock in the evening, there's less chance of it actually reaching that target. So it seemed to be, if we catch that early morning move, they seem to be slightly more successful overall.
Yes,
so
best of luck.
yeah, cheers.
Okay, so news-wise, we had some fairly large update from the UK yesterday with regards to the coronavirus situation. Ian is chuffed that the pubs will be back open on the 4th. He's reserved his table.
My local's doing takeaway service as from today.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. So we won't see Ian now for a
And you're having a half day as well today.
I am.
Oh, that's a coincidence.
You had to make up a story about trying to rescue some car keys.
I actually met up with 2 of the barmen last night.
Did you?
I bet they've missed you, haven't they?
God, yeah, they have.
Enjoy that.
12 and 8 it's opened between.
Well, just stay 1 metre apart and then you're all right.
They've moved all the tables and chairs into the car park.
Okay, perfect.
Excellent. Is that just to clear all the room inside so everyone?
It's to stop people people driving there as well.
It's the pub that I met you in, Steve.
Yeah. So it's like spitting distance from you, isn't it? Just walk across the road.
Crawling distance.
Yeah, crawl back.
Enjoy that. And it's going to be a scorcher as well. 30 degrees down south.
It's really hot in the office this morning.
Okay, so we've got hairdressers reopening as well, which is good. I'm probably going to be kicked out the salon now, so the wife's going to take that back and start cutting people's hair, which is great. What else do we have? Overnight stays in hotels, campsites, so I can get back out in the camper van. So it all started happening yesterday.
Did you actually listen to his speech in Parliament when he was?
Yeah.
Obviously, and he got to the campsite bit, and the one guy in the back went.
Yeah, I was surprised. I said, "What's a campsite? I'm not slumming it."
I thought, I bet he's got a couple of campsites. But he's got a couple.
It was. He made quite a decent joke about his hair as well, didn't he? Yeah. Hairdressers reopening. He said, "Obviously, I need it," or something like that. So it was quite entertaining. Obviously, you're getting the medical people
trying to temper it a little bit, weren't they?
Yeah. Just saying.
I thought the Labour leader reaction or speech
it was all right.
Was very good. I thought.
It always finishes with a but, though, doesn't it? It's sort of like, we're fully back.
We will have a look at it.
But what about this and this and this and this? And you sort of like think, why'd you have to put a dampener on it straight away? Just give us 24 hours, minutes. Sort of like, to sort of just sort of enjoy them, savor the moment. There is a load of caveats thrown in. He can reverse the decision at any time, so watch out for that. Anything like that, and we'll get a.
According to what Chris Whitty was saying, I think it was something along the lines of obviously it's not gone anywhere, but and he'd be very surprised if it didn't make a bit of a comeback in the cooler weather conditions later on in the year.
Yeah.
So there is obviously that potential where we could go back into another lockdown, maybe at some stage or of some sort, and hopefully this track and trace system is back up and running by then. Yeah. And we can isolate problems and sort it out that way rather than full lockdowns. Well, we shall see. But anyway, in the meantime, it'll is relaxed a little bit, and we can start enjoying ourselves a bit in the summer months, which is good. Data-wise, yesterday on information overnight, is there anything that stood out? We had a RBNZ monetary policy decision overnight. They kept rates steady as expected, and there was a sharp decline in the New Zealand dollar as a result of that, highlighted by the dovish sort of conference afterwards, I guess, highlighted the willingness to act further where necessary. We've got the iPhone number out, which has already been out. Has that had any impact today? The economy shrank by a double-digit amount in Q2.
Which is sort of like, expected really, isn't it?
Yeah.
The IFO expectation for June was 87. They came in at 91.4, so slightly better than the estimate. But still pretty poor.
So it's the strongest increase ever recorded, is that right? The business climate.
Euro sterling's going up.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Well, but the strongest increase ever recorded. That's from the May low or the May spike lower.
I
So it
guess
would
so,
be, wouldn't
yeah.
it? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Is
just
that
wild
the
numbers.
month on month increase? Maybe I expect. So yeah, it could be percentage wise. It could be the strongest increase. They're trying to just paint a better picture. I think it's not good out there. Don't get carried away with it.
It's just the Economist coming through now. The situation in industrial sector is still very bad, especially in engineering, cars, chemicals, and electro technology sectors.
Yeah, so all pretty obvious stuff.
Yeah.
Getting triggered in a few APAC overnight calls. Obviously, yesterday it looked a little bit more pleasant on the equity front, and then we're getting triggered on our Aussie and Nikkei right now.
Okay. Well, let's hope we get a bit of a bounce on those then. Data-wise, elsewhere today, it looks pretty quiet. We've only got the US crude inventories, which are due out at 3:30.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Expecting a 1.2 million build. So that's about it.
Yeah, I'm quite nervous because I want to finish this call really quickly because I could get stopped out before the end of the call, which is
okay, let's end it now.
Pretty embarrassing.
Right, see you later.
Bye bye.
Good luck, guys. Enjoy the pub, Ian. See you all tomorrow.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.